When I say Big Brother, what's normally the first thing you can think of? Is it the plethora of amazing cast members? The inequitable competitions? Or the iconic gift-worthy moments captured by fans off of the live feeds? For me personally, I would say all three matter. But there is one more aspect of the show that is oftentimes a hit or miss, and it's the motto of it all: expect the unexpected. Today, I'll be giving you guys my personal top 5 favorite twists that Big Brother has ever thrown at us. Now, to get a couple of things straight, I will only be talking about twists that happened in the United States version of Big Brother, since it's the only region of the show that I have personally watched. Next, and this is more so a warning for the twists I'll be talking about in this video, is that I'm not the biggest fan of twists that trivialize the entire state of the game or that heavily favor one player. I don't find that entertaining. I just straight up think that's rigged. Now, with that said, let's start off with number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have the Diamond Power Veto introduced in BB12. Typically, the Golden Power Veto is a power that is won on a weekly basis ever since its introduction in BB3. It holds the power to nullify one of the HOH's nominations and forces them to nominate another house guest as the replacement. But the Diamond Power Veto changed that. The difference between the Golden and Diamond Power Veto was subtle and yet effective. If the Diamond Power Veto was used, not only would a nominee come off the block, but the person who used the veto would also get the ability to name the replacement instead of the head of household. This twist was at play in the 6th week of BB12 when Lane and Matt were nominated for eviction. However, the usual Golden Power Veto was replaced by the Diamond Power Veto for that specific week, and lucky for Matt, he won it and managed to pull himself off the block, and decided to name Kathy as his replacement nominee, which ultimately resulted in her getting evicted by a unanimous vote of 5-0. I think this twist is really great given the fact that this is already some discussion in the fandom whether this should even be a permanent thing or not. While I don't agree it should be a staple for the series, I do have to say that having a Diamond Power Veto maybe once every few seasons wouldn't sound that bad. Let's move on to number 3. For number 3, I contemplated which twist I wanted to go here, but ultimately I settled on it being the BB Roadkill twist from BB18. For the first 5 weeks of the season, a new type of competition was added on that was played after the nomination ceremony but before the veto competition, and this comp was called the BB Roadkill. Essentially, the winner of the Roadkill would be given the ability to secretly name a third nominee to sit alongside the 2 nominations made by the HOH. But there wasn't any restrictions to this Roadkill, meaning that the HOH was able to win it, but so could a nominee. For the most part, the twist didn't affect the outcome much, with the exception of the Bronte blindside on week 4, which she was nominated by the Roadkill at the time, which was Frank, although he was gunning for Tiffany, so it wasn't effective for him, but rather for the other house guests. I love the idea of a third nominee, but only if it's in a fair situation, not like the MVP twist in BB15, where America just kept voting in for Alyssa to win the power just because they liked her. With the Roadkill being a competition and not an America vote, it gave every house guest an equal shot to win a power that wasn't necessarily game-breaking, but also was decent enough to where I found it pretty entertaining. I really wouldn't mind seeing the BB Roadkill return in a future season. With that out of the way, it's time to move on to number 2. Alright, now coming in at number 2, this one might be a bit controversial, so bear with me here, but I'm gonna say the Coach's Twist from BB14. The Coach's Twist saw Dan, Janelle, Brittany, and Boogie, all veterans from previous seasons, return to the game with 12 new house guests to spend another summer in the BB house. But there was a catch. They wouldn't enter the house as players, but rather as coaches. They were also tasked on opening night to draft their teams of 3 by picking in schoolyard style. For the first 3 weeks of BB14, a new competition was added at the beginning of every week called the Coaches Competition. where all 4 coaches would compete in a weekly challenge and the winning vet would have the ability to grant one of their team members immunity for the week. I think this twist was both entertaining and fair, given that the 4 vets they chose to return for this season were more or less on the same skill level, so there wasn't really any upper hands. This twist saw Ian, who ended up winning the whole season, Ashley and Will be granted immunity by their coaches Boogie and Janelle respectively. I would love to see something like this return in the future, in where previous house guests return to the game but to serve as something else other than just another player, whether that be a coach or something else creative that they could think of. It'd be both refreshing to see past fan favorites while also giving newbies the chance to play the game without a vet's influence. It is time to move on to what I believe to be my favorite twist in Big Brother US history. Alright, you guys had this one coming since you saw the thumbnail. Call it recency bias, but I don't care. I loved the AI arena from BB26. Typically, after the power veto was played, the nominations would be locked until eviction night. But this season, they came up with the idea of the AI Arena, in where the 3 nominees every week would compete in a live competition on eviction night, and the winner would immediately pull themselves off the block without a replacement needing to be named. Now, I see where this could go bad. At first, this would seem like a safety net for comp beasts. However, BB26 did a great job at managing its competitions to where most of the comps didn't favor muscular men and were equitable to where anyone could win it. It kept house guests on their toes, induced tension on Thursday nights, and produced some of the best blindsides in modern Big Brother history. Which is why I feel like this video wouldn't be completed without me sliding this at the number 1 spot. That wraps up my top 5 favorite BB US twists. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments down below and tell me what was your favorite twist in Big Brother. I would love to read your thoughts and opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe and hit that like button to show your support. It is greatly appreciated. With that being said, I'm Fern, signing off. Have a good day, everyone.